welcome back. I'm Cassie Celeste Rowe. Thank you for joining me again. I just felt the nudge a couple days ago, but finding time has been a bit challenging this holiday season, to bring through the keepers. They have a message for you, and I don't know what it is. As much as I want to schedule and kind of have a setting of what topics will be discussed and in what order, they are adamant that this will be a surprise for me. So thank you for joining us. Let's see what we have here tonight. We are the Keepers of Light, and we are very grateful that you have joined us this evening. This dear one is right. We are letting it be a surprise for her, because it is time for her to learn the total surrender of the loving messages that we wish to bring through. We've discussed this and touched on it in a previous time, but we like to remind you, because humans learn very well through repetition, that when we use the term surrender, it is not about waving a white flag and giving up. It is about understanding how the universe works, understanding how love works, because love is all that's real, and opening yourself to that truth. Tonight we wish to discuss love and fear. There is a quote in the very beginning of A Course in Miracles that states, "Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God." If you take time and you look at those words and you feel them, you will understand in a nutshell what this non-dualistic teaching brings forth. There is only love. You are created from love, for love, and by love. And so is everybody else. On this earth, you seem to experience a lot of fearful things. You would say it is a place of duality, a place of good and bad, right and wrong, up and down. And we say, yes, this is how you choose to experience the world. It is what feels real to you. And so when we give descriptions and we lay out ideas for you to consider, we will sometimes draw upon these concepts that you are so comfortably steeped in because you've been in this world for so long. And then we will bring through truths from the non-dualistic teachings, and we will try to help you feel more comfort surrounding them. So when we say that only love exists, that is a truth. The reason that you feel like fear exists is because you have come onto this world, into this place, onto this plane, to experience what not love feels like. Just let that sink in for a minute. You, a being made of love, from love, for love, had a wild idea, just for a moment, to see what not love felt like. And bam, there you are. In this place, in a reincarnation cycle, we will say, a cycle of birth and death and rebirth. This will touch on many things. This might make some of you feel uncomfortable. We use the word God, we use the word reincarnation. We ask you to bear with us a while longer. All will be made clear. Being made from love, for love, by love, is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. And there was nothing wrong with choosing to experience this place of not love, with choosing to experience this place of duality. There is no judgment from that which you would call God or Mother, Father, God, or universe, whatever word you're comfortable with. There's no judgment. You are made in the image of your Creator. Your Creator being, again, God, Mother, Father, God, universe, fill in the blank. Which means that you too are a creator. And the second that you had that thought, that you wanted to see what not love felt like, you created this world. You created the universe. You created all of these things. We realize that goes against a bit of your teachings. And we say, that's okay. That's okay, because as you continue to listen, as you continue to explore, you will, again, follow what resonates with you. You will follow and be guided by those things that feel true and loving. Your curiosity and your interests will be piqued. Remember the guidance system that we discussed in a previous video. So here you are. You're experiencing this world that you think is fearful. And we challenge you to consider the fact that what you give attention to grows. Everything that you put out into this world will come back to you. We challenge you to look at why you do or say or think the things that you do, and consider whether it's coming from a place inside of you of fear or love. We will give a very simple example. Eating healthy is something that many of you would consider to be a good thing to do, right? And so we ask you then to look at this action that you're taking and question, be curious about it. Are you eating healthy because you want your body to feel good and you love those kinds of foods and you want to share that beauty with others? Or are you eating healthy because you're afraid that you're going to die of a heart attack like someone in your family did? Or because you are trying to stave off cancer? If you close your eyes and think about it and listen to those words that we share, and you hone in on your heart where that guidance system lies, maybe your abdomen, depending on who you are, but remember, your heart is your divine connection to source. You will feel the example that comes from love as an expanding, opening feeling from your heart. You will feel the example that comes from fear as a constricting closing off. What if you don't feel anything right now? Well, stick around and we'll discuss more. You'll learn to feel it. And so we will tell you this, that fear, as much as you think that you see it in the world, doesn't actually exist. The only thing that exists is love. And the reason why this is coming back to A Course in Miracles principle. And that is that nothing is stronger than love, right? Nothing is stronger than the Creator, God, universe, Mother, Father, God, etc. And so by choosing to believe in fear, by choosing to focus your energy on fear, that fear grows. What you put your mind to increases the energy towards that thing. While you see fear, there will be lots of fear for you to see. Now, some of you might be saying, oh, but that just means that I'm ignoring what's out there. No, dear ones. That is not the case. You see, what you put your mind to grows. You may choose, if you wish, to watch the news and to read the headlines and to engage in the conversations that are, we'll say, of a lower frequency, of fearful, unloving ideas as much as you wish. What you'll notice when you do that is that you feel icky. That's that guidance system. You're participating in something that's low frequency, you're feeling icky. And in giving your energy to that, that's what you'll see more of. But if you can consider this concept and focus on the loving things, right? We know the holidays are here upon many of you at the time of this recording, and you will soon be at a table with loved ones and friends. And maybe you'll feel comfortable about being around all those people, or maybe not. But as you engage in conversation, if you choose to focus on what's loving, that is what you'll bring more of to yourself. That is where your energy goes then, and that is where you create from at that time. We'll say just a little bit about this now moment, since it has come into the discussion here, and it is this: you only create from this now moment. Right this instant, and this instant, and this instant. This is where your connection to the divine exists. This is where you are guiding that energy, that creative power that you have right now. When you focus on the past, for example, ruminating about how things could be different, what you could have done differently, how victimized you were by somebody, how angry you were at somebody, your energy, your thoughts right now are being totally obscured by the past. You're bringing that past to this now moment, and guess what, dear ones? That is where you create from. In engaging in those past thoughts, especially when they are uncomfortable and, we'll say, anger or fear inducing, you create more of that guaranteed for your future. You create more of that guaranteed for your now. And the same vein, if you are focused in the future, and you're focused in the future most of the time, worrying about what might happen. Can I pay this? Will I be able to meet this deadline? Again, you're not thinking, feeling, being, existing in the now. When all of your energy is focused up there, you're creating from all of those worries, all of those fears, all of those discomforts. Now, most people, especially those who've not done any exploration into spiritual studies, spend the majority of their time, if not all of it, in the future and in the past. That back and forth pull of those uncomfortable energies, of those fears, are what is creating collectively, we're going to bring in the term collective conscious here, that collective consciousness, so many people focusing on all of those fearful things, are what bring all of these things that you would label as bad into the world to see. Now, this is not to lay blame. None of this is to lay blame, and this is not to help you or make you feel shame or guilt. Those are unloving feelings. Those are fearful feelings, and we come from love, and you come from love, as we've said. It is simply to show you and help you understand a little bit better how you can be effective in helping to bring the world to light, to love. Focusing in this now moment allows you to create from this place. And if you're not usually here, it can feel uncomfortable at first. Well, keepers, didn't you just say that if you're feeling uncomfortable, it's not loving? Uncomfortable feelings can be not loving. But right here, when you're about to try something new to you, that might feel uncomfortable. And in the beginning, you might not be able to discern much of a difference between the discomfort that comes from fear and the discomfort of trying new things. But we would venture a guess that most of you who are watching this have enough years of experience in this lifetime under your belt that you can tell if you're feeling uncomfortable about trying something new or uncomfortable because you're afraid. And so we'll bank on that. We have the utmost support for you in this process. So back to creating from now. When you're creating from now, if you wish to create for yourself a future that's not filled with fear, that is where the concepts of gratitude in the now come from. The concepts of forgiveness, which is a subject we want to talk oodles about. But to keep this video at a reasonable length, we'll have to push it off again. Right now, what are you grateful for? It doesn't matter if it's something simple like a pair of socks that are keeping your feet warm, or if it's something that seems in your mind to be more grandiose, like the coming together of a family or the forming of an idea. In reality, all of these gratitudes, this energy of gratitude is the same, whether it's a little gratitude or a big gratitude. And so we encourage you to find that gratitude. We encourage you and challenge you to make a list of these gratitudes daily. Say 3 or 5 gratitudes per day, written down. Try it for a week and see how you feel. The other tenet of being in the now, feeling that gratitude, is offering forgiveness to others, forgiveness to yourself. As a basic introduction, we've already said and stated that we are all one. We all come from the same fabric. We are all, remember, made of love, from love, for love. And can be very difficult for you to visualize that because you're so used to seeing so many bodies and so many houses and so many colors and so many trees. But you're all one. As if when light comes through a prism, you have one stream of light and then it's broken into many rays of color. It's still all the same light. It's just refracted into different colors. And so carry that visual with you and understand that when we say forgiveness, it is not of the ego. It is not the kind of forgiveness that says, I'm the bigger person, so I'll forgive you for this. No. This is quantum forgiveness. This is coming to the realization which may not happen right away, but it will the more that you learn about this. It's coming to the realization that we are one. In forgiving another, you're forgiving yourself. And in that forgiveness, you come closer to what love, true, unconditional love, because that's the only kind that's real. You come closer to that. Now again, it is okay if you choose not to continue to pursue this message, to pursue this path back towards unconditional love. We mentioned reincarnation earlier, so we're not going to knock your socks off with this statement, or maybe we will, but it is that you will have as many times as you need to go through that cycle of birth, death, and rebirth again and again and again. And eventually, you'll get to the point where unconditional love is where you want to be. From our side, we will be here waiting as long as it takes. Again, no judgment, no anger, no you should have, could have, would have, none of that. You see, we exist just as you can in a higher dimension. We exist as love, as that pure, unconditional love. Those of us who are in this collective that we call as the Keepers of Light do not feel fear anymore. We don't even see it. What an interesting thing to think about, and where we'll leave you this time. We don't even see it because it doesn't exist. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. We are with you in love and light always. Well, that was a wonderful message. One of these days, maybe I will jot down some notes and we'll maybe do an introduction to A Course in Miracles if you're unfamiliar. If you have questions, please post them below, and I'm happy to do a Q&A here. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me.